So we got this right here. In the last 24 hours, the Gachiakuta fan base has done the following: run off the creator Kei Urana, run off Hideyoshi Andao, Gachiakuta's graffiti artist, animators of the Gachiakuta calling out the fan base, and they're stalking Kei Urana's Instagram and caused her to close comments. Like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? This Kei Urana story is insane, and we're gonna react to Chibi's video about it. But I just wanted to pull up some of the insane tweets and talk about them. Were you following this situation as it went down, Cindy?
I wasn't, but then I heard about the graffiti artist and I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Like I I wish there was something we could do to let her or anyone in Japan know that hey, it's not the real weebs, okay? It's just these fucking hood weebs. We would
But
like to
do they
gatekeep
know
them.
that? Do you think that message is getting out to the Japs? Like that
I
is a
don't think so.
like I'm legitimately now. Part of me thinks it'd be a good thing that, like, you know what? If they think that the entire West is like this, then they'll just start saying "fuck the West," which is what they should be doing. That would be a
Mhm.
good thing. Just saying, you know what, fuck the West. We don't want anything to do with you guys. And I actually probably would be good for anime and manga in the long term.
I do agree because I was thinking about that, and it's like, what's the best form of gatekeeping in this case? It's making sure Japan doesn't even like us either.
Right? I kind of feel like that's our only recourse. Like, if Japan doesn't like us, then it's unfortunate for those of us real fans. But if that's what it takes, if we have to bite that bullet for what we love to be saved, then you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it.
Yeah, but like it's sad because I hate that they're bullying her, and then we can't tell her, hey, just ignore them. They only get worse the more you respond to them and try to save their
I mean,
feelings.
the oldest rule on the internet is don't feed the trolls.
Yes,
The
yes.
thing is, these people. Well, I mean, I don't know if you call them trolls or not, because trolls are people who just like to cause chaos on the internet. These dumb bitches actually believe the bullshit they're espousing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're mentally ill, and I don't know how to. I wish we could save her. Like, I feel awful. I don't want her to quit her work because Gachiakuta is like really really interesting. Um, it's a really horrible situation that she's in.
Well, you mentioned hoodweebs, and chief hoodwing amongst all of them, B Rabbit, Underdog BT BLM, who
Oh,
is
this son of a
heavily
bitch.
featured in my anime tourist video, had this to say. I'm gonna reiterate my point a few days ago. Kei Urana did nothing wrong here. That dance video wasn't racist at all. I can understand how someone might think so, but this shouldn't have been as big of an issue as it became. The whole anime fandom gotta hold this L. Motherfucker. You and people like you are the reason we are in this shit. And
Hmm.
thankfully, he is getting dog walked in the comments. Ah, yes, because clearly the whole anime fandom are fans of this series. You're a fucking retard. Don't drag the rest of us into this. Or we got our boy Cryptic. I hope you're watching, Cryptic. You call out people who like lolly in the community, but not when it comes to the black anime community for white people speaking for black people or the harassers. You mad quiet, but you loud the second one is lolly or someone saying hoodweeb, which, let's be real, he's a hoodweeb. So again, shout out Cryptid. Don't worry, bro. So, oh no, this is someone that supports him, so I'm not even gonna bother reading it. Whole anime fandom gotta hold this L. No, dude, only racist black people and LGBT tard are responsible for this. Fucking base. Rest
Very
of the anime
fucking
fandom.
base.
I knew fucking shit. Like, he is getting clowned on. I want to read this one as well, but what are your thoughts so far?
I really like the name LGB Tard.
Yeah, LGBT tard is pretty great. I agree. No, just one side of the fandom got to hold this L. This is why gatekeeping exists. I literally called this shit out later on months ago. Who could have ever predicted this? And then this is what he screenshot his old thing from January. Please, Kate, don't let the West influence your work. Do what you want to do. You saw the drama caused by the audience you're attempting to pander to. You had a few black characters and they were quick to turn on you over the play. These people will eat you alive over a mistake.
Mhm.
Like it is, dude is getting just toasted. The whole anime fandom got to hold this L. Everyone who isn't a hoodweeb or gay didn't do anything though. This is specifically the gay hoodweeb L.
Yep, I agree. Oh man, but I'm glad people are messaging Kei Urana. I saw somebody made a post or somebody like responded to this by saying, you know what? If you just stop putting black people and gays in your manga, it'd solve a lot of problems. Because they'd
But it
stay
would.
away.
You're not wrong. Like, so it's funny you say that, because this post right here. Reality is, if you're going to have black characters and black culture in your creation, you're going to attract black fans, and you need to learn how to treat those fans and black people in general with respect and listen to their voices.
Respect is earned, honey, not given.
Yeah. What kind of black voices? I'm curious, because if we go over to my boy Mugen Lord, who is a great dude, happens to be black. However, I don't think his black opinion is the same as this dude's. Oh, shut the hell up with that nonsense. It's fiction. You take inspirational aspects from the real world to create your own fictional world and story. If that's the case, why don't we cancel Street Fighter because of their depiction of racial stereotypes in the game? People cry about representation, and creator decides to include and create a story that inspires them and gets attacked because of how it's depicted. This shit continues. Creators will begin to avoid including black characters in any of their work, period. Like I said before, you don't like it, then support creators that validate your existence or create your own shit, because then you can dictate how you want to be represented. This conversation is like beating a dead horse at this point. Like the idea that, oh man, black characters, black culture. What the fuck is black culture? Because last I checked, there's a whole lot of different black people all over the fucking world, and black people in fucking Uganda probably a different culture than black people in Chicago.
Black culture. Let's see. Americanized black culture is drugs, stealing, rioting, looting. I mean, like gun violence. That's black culture.
Yeah,
in America.
No, I mean, you're 100% correct. It's funny because I accidentally ratioed a motherfucker. Didn't mean to. It was something super innocuous, but the artist should just work on her arts and let the fans do the rest. If the fans say the characters are trans or gays, then it's the artist's work to make them the way the fans want. I said, holy fuck, you're an absolute retard. 641 to 46. Like,
Nice.
This was such a low effort response. But let's dissect what they're saying here. The artists basically, which by the way, they're not just an artist, okay? They're also the author. They're the one writing the story. They're the one telling the story they want to tell. Fuck what the fans say. Dude, J.R.R. Tolkien was such a fucking hard ass about Lord of the Rings. By the way, J.R.R. Tolkien would hate the Peter Jackson movies. He's that much of a hard ass. He got angry about an elementary school play not adapting The Hobbit properly.
Oh my gosh.
Elementary schoolers, and J.R.R. Tolkien was like, what the fuck are these kids doing? This ain't what I wrote. Like, dude was hard. The artist should just work on her arts and let the fans do the rest. The fuck does that even mean, dude?
I
mean, I know what he wants it to mean, but that's not how the world fucking works.
J.K. Rowling would be jealous with how much they would hate him if he was still alive today.
You mean J.R.R. Tolkien? J.K. Rowling is
no, I'm saying J.K. Rowling would be jealous of Tolkien on how much hate he is getting.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, like J.K. if J.R.R. Tolkien were around today, J.K. Rowling would be like, what the fuck? What happened? All hate I was getting.
Yeah,
okay, I get what you're saying. So let's actually watch the video breaking down this situation. I wanted to share those tweets before we even got into it to kind of like set the scene for you guys. Yes, J.R.R. Tolkien did write The Hobbit as a children's story. In fact, hot take, I like The Hobbit more than Lord of the Rings. In terms of the books, obviously the Hobbit movies are fucking dog shit. When it comes to the actual story, I prefer The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. Anyway.
Kei Urana has been ran off the internet after a mass wave of toxicity, which eventually caused her to close down her account and then leave us with this final statement saying, all right, X, chaos is on the rise, and I've decided it's getting in the way of my creative work, and so I hereby bid farewell to X. Catch you somewhere else.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Like, to be fair, I do want to hold the same energy. I've said this from the beginning. I've always said this. I'll maintain saying this. You can't get harassed on the internet. You can't. Internet harassment ain't fucking real. I do not think that Kei Urana was quote-unquote harassed, because you can mute. You can block. You can just stop using the app. So I don't want to call it harassment. I want to keep the same energy of her that I keep for anyone else that's so quote-unquote like harassed online. That being said, good. If people are up in your mentions and they're saying shit and they're tagging you and they're being ridiculous and you're like, you know what? Fuck the internet. Good for you.
No, I honestly, if this is what lets her to keep creating, by all means, she should do this. If she really, really wants to still be on X, she doesn't have to. She can go under another handle. She doesn't have to go by her name.
That's true. You can use an alt account. That's very true.
So I mean, like, good. If this brings her some peace of mind, I'm happy for her.
Honestly, this fan base has got to go. Like, it didn't even take 24 hours after my video I made yesterday saying that this would eventually happen for it to actually happen. Kei Urana has officially closed down their social media account, and they are done. And this is legitimately heartbreaking for a variety of reasons, which I'm going to get into in this video, but I want to strictly talk about where this began and kind of why this happened in the last few days. Well, this all began back on May 19th of this month, to where Kei Urana retweeted, or in this case reposted, a Instagram reel of someone cosplaying one of her characters from her manga, and she was just very happy to see someone cosplay.
Now let's talk about this real quick. Now, why the fuck would Urana post a guy putting green onions as if it's Jabberlocks, bruh? Dude, low effort cosplay has always been a thing, whether for comedic effect or just because you're like, you know, you're poor or whatever. Like, let's see, there used to be a website dedicated to it. I wonder if I can find it real quick. Low income cosplay.
You know what? I think you did a fantastic job. That's hilarious. I never would have thought of using green onions.
Like, here we go. Like when I just type low cost cosplay, this is one of those classic ones that comes up. Like this image right here.
He's got a little dick on his forehead.
It's Naruto, but it's not really Naruto. What about this low cost cosplay? Open image in new tab. Just got Pocky, just lined it. Look at that.
I like it.
This has always been a thing. Low cost cosplay, again, whether it be done for a joke or because it's always been a thing. Dude's got a fucking apple, carves it like Iron Man, and then just stands in front of the apple. Like,
fine.
How is this here any different? It's probably the same thing. It's probably just a fucking gag.
I think it's great. Like, it's creative as hell.
I've won prizes with low effort cosplay, at least funny create. Yeah, exactly.
Playing one of her characters, doing the dance and all that. She thought nothing of it. It was very innocent, and obviously anyone that's a creator and author and they see someone loving their work and wanting to cosplay as one of their characters, you're probably going to get a smile on your face, have some joy, unless you're a very bitter and awful person. Kei Urana obviously was just very happy to see the love for her series, and you can see like she just, you know, was trying to share it with everybody in the world. Obviously, in typical Twitter and social media fashion, people tried to spin this as something racist and evil, and so it led to basically for days on end a mass.
Even if it was something racist or evil, let's be real. Even if it was something racist, it's not. But let's pretend it was. What race is this guy?
He's Japanese.
Some sort of Asian, but yeah, let's assume Japanese.
I would assume. Yeah.
Who had the hashtag Stop Asian Hate directed at them, and then like when we all looked into the sources of where the Asian hate was coming from, what race was the one who was doing it the most?
I thought it was the black people.
Yeah. Stop Asian Hate disappeared real quick once the stats came out that it was largely black people running up and like beating the fuck out of Asians for no reason, shit like that. So if this dude did want to be racist, I think he kind of earned it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Stop Asian Hate was specifically because black people were beating the fuck out of Asians for no reason. I think if this dude wants to be a racist, hey, we got stats to back it up.
Well, that and it, like, you have a lot of the hoodweebs, like we said, that we're just giving Kei Urana a lot of grief. You know what? Fine. If this is like him mocking them, by all means, I think it's great. But no one's going to look at this guy and be like, you know what? We should bring back slavery. You know, let's enslave the blacks.
No, they come to this channel for takes like that.
Fair enough.
Wave of harassment against Kei Urana, the author of Gachiakuta, and eventually, as we know, the end result was to shut down the account. Now, we need to talk about, in general, what happened here, okay? And just, like, what's been happening over the course of the months, because this has been, honestly, a slow, gradual poison that's been happening for about 6 to 7 months at this point, maybe.
I don't think it's been slow or gradual. I think that, like, it kind of magnified overnight when it very first started with the non-binary character thing, when they were all like throwing a fit for, or maybe I think there was a character was trans, that Kei Urana was non-binary. Like they made up this narrative, and so when Kei Urana came out, she's like, "Nah, the character's not trans, and I'm not non-binary." Like the internet flipped on her. Not obviously real fans, but the fucking hood weavers and whatnot flipped on her overnight. And it's only gotten worse, but I don't think it was slow at all. It was like an overnight thing.
Oh yeah, no, it was instantaneous. The moment she did any kind of pushback, doesn't matter like how tame it was the fact that it was pushback to these people, a how very dare you kind of thing. That like she didn't stand a chance.
Well, not only did she not stand a chance, like A, excuse me, just because of the mass influx of it, and B, because there is no way that on average the Japanese realize how much of a vocal minority this is in the West. They are a vocal you don't get Donald Trump elected with all swing states if it's a majority. This is absolutely a vocal minority, but the internet makes it look like it's so much bigger than it is.
Especially since botting and whatnot can help that along.
Right.
And, like, you do have to wonder how much of it is artificial, but we can't explain that to a person
dead internet
in Japan.
theory is a real thing. I mean,
yeah.
70% of this, if I'm being generous, only 70% is artificial.
Man, yeah, no, that is generous. But like, it's still, you can't explain that to a Japanese person. They're not going to get it.
Even longer, but basically it all begins at the end of 2025, where there was a lot of accusations and allegations towards Kei Urana that she is apparently non-binary and trans, and she had to set the record straight that she was not non-binary, that she is, not trans, and obviously this community that was surrounding itself within God.
By the way, that's where we're at in the world. She didn't say. Not that I would have cared. In fact, I wish she would have denigrated the non-binaries and denigrated the trans and shit like that, because frankly, that's based and funny as fuck. But she didn't. All she said was, "I'm not non-binary," and they were like, "What? You're not? Cancel her for not being non-binary."
Yeah, it's the dumbest fucking thing. It's like, okay, then by your logic, you're no longer allowed to be gay. You can't be trans. You can't be this or that because I have deemed it so.
I think if I was a misogynist and if I did believe in women having power, I would make you God Empress of the universe. Thankfully, I am a misogynist. I think that you'd be terrible with power because you're a woman.
Yes.
But were I a lesser man and simped, I would say make you emperor.
Hell yeah.
Gachiakuta, and becoming a core watcher of Gachiakuta, was very upset to hear this news. That the Gachiakuta offer, Kei Urana, wasn't, conforming to their ideals and identity politics. But Kei Urana still tried to communicate and have conversation with the Western side of the fan base, despite all this negativity that was starting to come in waves thanks to that. Then, once all this happened, there was a character within Gachiakuta that really started to bubble up to the surface when the anime adaptation happened, where people started saying this character was a trans character, and pretty much it resulted.
I don't know why it's just funny to me. This character was a trans. Like, it's not this character was trans. This character was a trans.
He got better though.
In the offer, Kei Urana once again going on public record to say, no, the character is not trans, which obviously upset a lot of people's headcanon, and started to basically say that it doesn't matter what the offer thinks, my headcanon's more important, I don't care. Like, these individuals were headcanoning that the offer was trans or non-binary, headcanoning that the character was trans or non-binary, not caring what the offer has to say whatsoever, and basically saying you need to be silent, you need to stop, talking, and you need to just basically continue writing a manga for me, and just completely don't have a voice whatsoever or any human rights. That's legitimately what thousands of people were saying to this offer over the course of months, basically. Then you have a live action play that also happened around like December, November of last year as well, to where it was a live action like musical or something.
Are you familiar with this? This controversy, if there was one, may have slipped by me. I don't recall the live action play.
I don't either.
I feel like we would have talked about this if we knew about it.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. They usually have a live action play for every single anime.
I'm not surprised that. They had like Naruto's had them. I'm sure. Yeah, Gachiakuta. Like what I'm saying is, I don't remember there being any controversy around one.
I don't either. So this is kind of new.
Okay.
And all the actors that were chosen for it, they weren't in, according to Twitter and a lot of people, basically they weren't the correct skin color. And we know.
Okay. The Naruto live action play. What race do you think Naruto is?
Japanese?
Uh-huh. Why?
Because it's in like a feudal Japan type setting?
No, because the play is a fucking Japanese play. Naruto is blonde with blue eyes. Ain't no way in live action he'd actually be a fucking Chinaman or whatever. Like, clearly, Naruto, blonde hair, blue eyes. Naruto, probably a white dude. Let's be real. Do I give a fuck if the Japs, the people that made Naruto and are making the play, cast an all-Asian cast? No, Japan's like 99% Japanese.
I know. You know what? Actually, now that Nerdigans like brings it up, I would love them to do blackface.
Me too. Just go
that
all
would-
in. Go all in.
Yes, please do. Please do. I will support you. I will buy every single one of your manga if you just do blackface, please.
That is, like, this is infuriating to me because if you've got a country that is mostly racially homogenous like Japan and they're going to put on a play, like Attack on Titan is a brilliant example. I fucking hate Attack on Titan, but it's a brilliant example, right? Attack on Titan clearly actually has very few Asian characters because they go out of their way to talk about how Mikasa is Asian and she's of a dying ethnicity.
Yeah,
Guess what?
that's
When the
they're
live action
true.
Attack on Titan movie came out, all them motherfuckers were Asian.
And then
Everyone, why? Because it was made in fucking Japan. They just put an
changed
Asian
good
dude in a blonde wig and call him Armin.
True. Oh my gosh. They need to just stop. Stay away from anime. You guys clearly cannot handle this shit because you guys don't have an imagination yourself. Like, just go away now. Please. We don't want you here. No one does. Not even the Japanese.
At this point, hopefully, especially not the Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Know how this gets when it comes to identity politics and all sorts of stuff when it comes to race and all that, when it comes to media, and it resulted in people just straight up saying that Kei Urana is a racist, that she is a racist for basically having certain characters have not the incorrect skin color. And obviously Kei Urana went on record to just straight up address the Western side of the fan base, like, I didn't get to choose anything, I tried to advocate for it, but it didn't matter because there wasn't a lot of, actual actors that were, black that are in Japan to be able.
I mean, and you know what? That checks out. Japan, famously known for its wealth of black actors in its community.
Oh man, is it still Japanese if they had a black actor?
Well, by the way, I don't even believe Kei Urana if she said that. We're going off secondhand information here. We're going off what Chibi is saying she said. But if Kei Urana did say that, like, hey, yo, I tried to advocate for black people to be in the play and whatnot, I don't even believe that. I think she was probably just saying shit to placate people if that's the case.
I really think she should just stop listening to them. No one really cares. Let's be real.
Let's go
ahead and hit the supers real quick because two of them came in. Let's go ahead and hit both those. First one is from Pimple Up Stars Commander for a 5-banger. As a Hispanic, me and my father did the spicy one-chip challenge. When it comes to spicy as hell, we Mexicans love it. Hell, we eat our food with habaneros. I also did the one-chip challenge, and it was fucking awesome. I did it and then found out that I had a performance review at my job, which is back when I worked full-time, like immediately after, like 5 minutes after eating the chip. So I went into my performance review fucking dying from doing the one-chip challenge. It was fucking hilarious. And then Fab with a 20-banger. I'm sure you've heard already, and I did leave a video on Discord yesterday. There's a 69-year-old American patriot that got beat up recently. Still alive, but in critical condition. Absolutely vile. I have not heard this. This is 100% news to me. I will watch the video you put in Discord. But no, that is news. Thank you for letting us know that. I appreciate it.
I heard about it.
Really know how to make this funny, so
I know now that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
hopefully that helped mitigate things. Back to the racism, but no, thank you for the 20-banger and thank you for letting us know. So who beat him up? Let's flip the coin. Like,
It's in California. Take a guess.
Partake in this play. And so that's the reason why. And Kei Urana said it was outside of her control. She was very sad about it. that nothing she could do. But obviously the damage was done, and people already felt blood in the water, or smelt blood in the water, and they started calling and saying that Kei Urana is a racist. So we fast forward after that. Then we have about probably a month ago, there was...
Even if she is, by the way, okay, then just stop buying her book. Let's say Kei Urana is racist. She's not. But let's say she is. Then just stop buying her fucking book and buy a different book. If you care that much about it.
But they don't, because they want to sit there and they want to bitch. They want to tear down everybody that they perceive as a quote unquote threat. And that's what Kei Urana is now. And it's like, it doesn't matter how good her series. It doesn't matter how good her series is. She's just a marked target.
So Roman of the Empire says, "Ahoy, Leon! The vet has since died, so that left his asshole is now up on murder charges. Fucking good. Good that he's up on murder charges.
No, I doubt anything will happen. It's in California.
We'll see, but I mean, if he was already a suspect, if he was already arrested, charged, the whole thing, and now he's dead, I see at least something happening. It is obviously prayers to the family, condolences. That's awful and terrible thing to hear on Memorial Day. Speaking of Memorial Day, our boy Roman of the Empire here is a vet himself. In fact, he was on, I think last year, the year before, we did a Memorial Day special, or maybe we did a Veterans Day special with him, Tomby, and several other vets. So make sure that again, I know Memorial Day is for the fallen and whatnot, but just thank your local servicemen near you today. So shout out, Roman.
Thank you for your service.
Some drama about piracy to where you had people literally pirating Gachiakuta's manga and just straight up like yelling at the author of Gachiakuta, Kei Urana, about the manga when they're reading a pirated version, showcasing images of the pirated version that's not even out in Shonen Jump yet, just straight up harassing the author. And the author just went off and said, like, this is kind of disrespectful, basically just showing me the pirated version. It's not even out yet for anyone to read, all sorts of stuff. There's like a lot of conversation around that. They honestly could be its own separate video. But the point of the matter is that Kei Urana basically has been suffering an endless amount of harassment for the last 6 to 7 months. And like I said, maybe even longer than that. And so after all of this recent controversy, I think...
Oh, right. Let's not forget because I remember there was another one. I wasn't sure about the stage play, but don't forget that Kei Urana was also like, hey, if you're going to make all your OCs and your original characters and stuff, stop tracing my cover art to do it. It's like,
right.
She didn't even say don't make your OCs and whatnot. She just said stop tracing my official work and then you posting it as if you're some incredible artist.
Yeah, no, and I think that's reasonable.
I think it's completely reasonable.
If they're against AI, they should be against tracing because you're literally stealing other people's work.
Correct.
Is finally what broke the camel's back to where the offer is officially done. And this is really sad for a variety of reasons. For one, obviously the offer clearly has been trying to desperately communicate with her entire fan base. And we're not strictly just talking about the fan base like within Japan, we're talking about the fan base around the world. And I've been very vocal and outspoken about this entire conversation for a very long time, but let's be honest, there's a lot of nut jobs in the Western side of the anime and manga community that legitimately doesn't know how to separate fiction from reality, and they treat fictional characters better than they treat actual people. I mean, case in point, what's going on with Kei Urana, the author of Gachiakuta. These people are so desperate to defend their fictional works or headcanon their fictional works that they will literally attack the creator, or in this case, the god of the work that they love so much. They go after them and legitimately want them to be silenced, and that's exactly what has happened. And so you have in this moment where an offer that legitimately tried to bridge the gap and try to communicate and just be open discussion with people.
We're going to pause this video for a moment to switch over to something that was sent to us on Discord. This is Black Culture Japan. In Shinjuku, a Japanese man grabbed an African guy and slammed him into the ground. Nigerian gangs in Shinjuku have grown really big now. They got into apartments to sell drugs, have fights, and become an everyday thing. Japanese people are known as one of the most peaceful and tolerant in the world. Even their patience is starting to run out. Let's take a gander at this.
Man grabbed an African guy and slammed him to the ground. Japanese people are known as the most peaceful and tolerant in the world, but even their patience is starting to run out.
What you're seeing in the video is
What we're seeing in this video is an act of barbarism. These are fucking animals. These are animals that you cannot coexist with and live with. Like, it's no different in America. It's no different in the UK. It's no different in a lot of Europe, France, the whole nine. Although I hate the French, so they kind of fucking deserve it just on account of their French. It's happening to the fucking Japanese. I'm sure at some point it'll happen too, if it hasn't already started happening to the South Koreans. Why? Because all these places are below replacement rate. All these cultures are below replacement rate with their birth rates. The birth rates are stupid low. They're not going to exist in the next 80 years. So they keep bringing in these foreigners to try and up the workforce, up the fucking baby making. And lo and behold, look what it does to your goddamn country.
Oh man. Yeah, they need to vet people better and get rid of people like this.
They just need to not even let them in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese guy grabbing an African youth in Shinjuku and slamming him to the ground. For those who don't know, Shinjuku has a pretty large Nigerian community. They're heavily involved in a lot of the area's activities.
Bring back the Yakuza.
Yeah, heavily involved in a lot of the area's activities. Now, most of those activities involve, crime and drugs and theft and rape. But, hey, a lot of activities. So much room for activities.
What happens is you're walking down a street in Shinjuku, and some dark-skinned guy approaches you saying, "Jargs, jergs." Then he tries to take you to a nearby apartment to sell you drugs. The reality is that there are frequent fights and scuffles with them. These guys tend to have a pretty aggressive attitude. The weirdest part is that the police have full information about all of this, yet they still don't do much about it. It looks like the
so
Japanese
strange.
people's patience is finally running out. They're no longer willing to put up with this situation. A lot of people ask why Japan doesn't just deport them. They do deport them. But the funny thing is that for every 3 they throw out, 6 new ones show up.
Yup.
Close the borders. Like
Exactly. Hard
temporarily.
close the border.
Yes. And then evict all these people who are failing to assimilate because they don't feel they have to. Like, it's such a simple solution. I don't know why they're not doing this.
Mr. Rich Over 2 Mingers says, stay away from Shinjuku at all costs. Check. And the thing is, now look, I've never been to Japan. Hopefully we'll be going in the next year or so. But I've never been to Japan. I would like to go soon. Shinjuku, from what I understand, it's a tourist spot. It's a very famous spot in Japan. It's a bustling area with lots of, obviously natives, native Japanese people live there as well. That's why it is such a hot tourist spot. But the point is, like, it used to be one of those, I guess it's kind of like, it's not really like New York City because you maybe are more equate like Tokyo. But the point is, think of like Orlando or Chicago, LA, just one of these big bustling hubs that has a lot to offer, a lot of culture, a lot of tourism. So the fact that this is what's becoming is just, I don't have words for how sad this is, because Japan really is, besides America, one of the only other good countries out there.
I when I go to Japan, I don't want to see black people. I want to see Japanese people.
Correct. When I go to Japan, I don't even really want to see other white people.
Yes, exactly.
Runaway Vagabond says, these Nigerians work for the Chinese that bring them in to handle the crime stuff, selling drugs and women. Checks out. I can believe that. By the way, Vagabond, one of the only black dudes I would let in Japan. Now, I'm not the supreme ruler of Japan, although I should be, because I can like tower over all of them on account of I'm 5'8" and they're Asian. But the point is, Vagabond's like one of the black people I would let in Japan.
Well, yeah, because he's got actual respect for them. Like,
correct.
Just hanging out with him for the short time that I did, I could tell. Oh,
got silenced and ran off the internet. It is such a tragedy because this is so sad. This is why there's so many authors that are around the world, not just manga authors, that just do not talk with their community or fan base because of stuff like this. This is a very good example. When you try to communicate with a very wide fan base around the world, you're going to be greeted with so much harassment that it might drain you and eventually cause you to cancel your work. And for those that think I am pulling stuff out of my ass, that does happen. Like, if there is enough harassment that gets you depressed and upset, this could indirectly affect Kei Urana. I mean, hell, Kei Urana.
Okay, once again, I get that Chibi has had a real rough time of it as of late when it comes to people being completely fucking insane on the internet. That being said, these people aren't, at least to my knowledge, approaching her in real life. They're not sending like letter bombs in the mail and shit like that. It's not real harassment. It's still uncalled for. It's still wrong. These people are still fucking animals. But I also think it's like, man, it is just the internet. Don't take it that seriously. Like, if I got all up in a tizzy every time I got a death threat on the fucking internet, we'd be in a pretty rough situation. Oh, I can't stream today. I got a death threat. Like, no, that's some weak ass shit. That's some low T behavior.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like people don't realize that that is the case anymore because we live mostly on the internet now, right? Like we are always there. It's in our hands. So people don't stop to think that, hey, maybe if I just don't respond or ignore these people or just, I don't know, do anything else, they might just eventually go away.
The only healthy way to respond, if you're going to respond, is with a troll. Is you troll them back. Now look, every now and again, someone will come across as being legitimately like sincere, as being good faith. Engage with them. That's how you and I met. You and I disagreed, but there was obvious sincerity between what we were both saying. And look what happened. Now you got a budding YouTube channel. You're gonna blow past me in a fucking moment, and you're the bee's fucking knees. But by and large, that's not usually how the internet works.
Yeah, I don't know. People need to stop being so sensitive.
You're preaching a fucking choir there. Daxonar, member for 24 months. I just started watching Gachiakuta, and it's been very solid. Best wishes to Urana. I hope she plows forward despite the actual trash people. They are trash people. I'm glad you're enjoying Gachiakuta because your anime takes pretty hit or miss. Sometimes you get some banger takes. Sometimes they're real fucking rough. But no, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And dude, 24 months of membership. What an absolute legend you are. Thank you, Dax.
Urana legitimately said in the final statement before she closed her account that it is starting to get in the way of her creative work, which basically means that the entire situation is putting a hindrance to creating her manga Gachiakuta. And if the stress and the depression and drama continues, it could have a negative effect, maybe where she has to go on hiatus, maybe she just doesn't want to write it no more.
You know what?
Cancels the work. Who really?
I think she's not extreme enough. She should just kill off all these characters they're demanding. Like,
that would be fun, bro. The Gachiakuta genocide special. Just all the black people get killed off in one fucking issue.
It'd solve a lot of problems, and I bet you it'd make her feel better.
That's fucking funny. Let's go. Like I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, we see mangaka take hiatus all the time. Oda takes hiatus all the time because of his health. You know, I thought you were gonna go on something like that. You're like, nah, kill the black people. Fucking based. Let's go.
Not just the blacks. I want the trannies too. Like the supposed...
I don't think that there's not actual trannies in the manga as far as I can tell.
The fan trannies.
Kill out the fan trannies, even fucking better. Piplup with a 2-banger. I've introduced my niece to Precure and Gundam. Nice. Right on. Thank you for the 2-banger.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Always get the kids interested in anime young.
Really knows this 100% can happen. And for those that think I am over-exaggerating, I am not. We have all seen it. We have seen what's happened to creators and authors over the years, artists as well. That 100% can happen. And to this scale, with someone that has a massively, overwhelmingly popular work as Gachiakuta that has really made a lot of new waves as of late in the last year, that is bound to happen, or that could happen, where the author is just done and quits writing the manga, or just goes out of the way to do the exact opposite of what the Western fan base wants, which is completely fine in my opinion, but you get my point.
I mean, we've seen a case of this here in the West very recently. Something that actually really pissed me off. I didn't talk much about it on stream because I don't really talk about the show on stream. But for those of you guys that don't know, I love the show The Amazing Digital Circus. I get it. It's very polarizing. Some people think that it's like, oh, it's slop, this and that. To me, Amazing Digital Circus is what Has Been Hotel wishes it was. Like, it is actually clever. It is actually funny. It is actually smart. It's actually well written. It's got characters that aren't complete and utter pieces of fucking shit. They got one character who is a piece of shit. That's kind of the point. They don't play it up like it's a good thing. Point is, I love The Amazing Digital Circus. The last episode comes out in June. In fact, it grew to such massive popularity, it's doing a special theatrical event. I got tickets. I'm going to go see The Amazing Digital Circus final episode next month in theaters in June, right? And the fucking douche canoes of the internet leaked the episode. A month in advance, they leaked the final episode. Now, I haven't looked into spoilers. I haven't watched it because I'm going to watch it the proper way. I bought movie tickets. I'm going to go to the theater, and I'm going to fucking see it. That being said, the fact that they leaked this episode, and you want to know what the creator's response was?
What's that?
Fuck it. I don't even care anymore. Go for it. I've been so tired of working on this because of all the online drama. I'm kind of glad it got leaked. Once this final episode's out, I'm fucking done anyway. They're exhausted.
That's so sad. Like, people are just getting harassed for creating a story. You can't create anything anymore. You can't have babies. You can't have an imagination. You can't like anything. I'm so done. I'm so fucking done.
Test Skull Monkey Media. I think it's supposed to be the Skull Monkey Media. Anyway, for what it is, it's surprisingly good. The fan base retarded though. I don't know shit about the fan base. I don't interact with the Amazing Digital Circus fan base whatsoever. I just really like the show.
Yeah, it's kind of like Has Been Hotel's fan base.
I'm not surprised by that in the slightest, and the least amount I know about the Amazing Digital Circus fan base, the better, because I don't want it to ruin the fucking show for me like Attack on Titan did. Because the show is good. I actually genuinely do recommend the show to anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, no, it is really good.
Just everything about this situation is just a tragedy. And it doesn't just stop there. The biggest thing about this is that Kei Urana, legit, like, I don't like getting into this much, but we got to talk a little bit about politics, because it is important to this conversation, since all this really does come down to racism and identity politics. That's really what all started this situation. Kei Urana, from the very beginning, at least from what I have seen, now, I don't know exactly what side they fall on, for instance, if they are left-leaning or right-leaning or whatever, but from the very least of what I have seen over the course of I've known Kei Urana, like seen their works and seen their statements and all that, my understanding, at least my general impression, is that she is progressive. She is very left-leaning. Now,
I don't even doubt that's true. I've seen pictures of Kei Urana. Guess what? She looked like a fucking feminist. She looks like, now, because she's Asian, she's good looking. She's not like these fucking American land whale feminists. She got the colored hair, and she's got all the hallmarks of the feminist vibes and aesthetics. Like, yeah, I don't doubt she's a fucking progressive.
I don't know. I think she looks like a early 2000s goth chick.
Yeah, but she looks like an early 2000s goth chick in 2026, which means she probably is a lefty.
Oh, man, fair.
Now, however, by the same token, lefty in Japan, not necessarily the same as a lefty here in America. Like the left-right dichotomy of what's happening in America is kind of extreme compared to most other cultures. So, like, she might be the kind of lefty that's like, hey, let's let gays get married. Because up until, like, 2016 or something, gays can get married. Now, again, I don't like that. I don't think gays should be able to get married at all. Frankly, I don't think anyone should get married. I think that the government should not be involved in marriage. That's neither here nor there. Point is, she's probably like a early Obama era progressive by Japan's, if we were to apply it to our American Western standards. If I had to guess, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I think that's fair.
I don't know if that's true or not. That's just my general assessment. And the thing is for a community that is apparently progressive to run off a potentially progressive manga offer is pretty insane. Like,
it's almost like she's the fucking mangaka J.K. Rowling. Don't forget, J.K. Rowling is not super fucking based. She's not some radical Republican. J.K. Rowling is a hardcore, die-hard lefty liberal, dude. She agrees with 99% of the leftist bullshit except the trans stuff. She's not even anti-trans. She's anti-trans in women's spaces. And, like, people treat her, she is persona non grata. What if Kei Urana is the fucking J.K. Rowling of Japan?
Oh my gosh, that is awesome if that is the case. Like,
that's funny as fuck to me.
I don't know. I think that should sell more of your stuff. Like, usually the more the lefties hate you, the more the right will buy your shit.
That is very true. Yes, lesbians do have the highest divorce rate for a very obvious reason.
Absolutely freaking insane. Impressive, honestly. Like, imagine running off a manga offer that legitimately is likely a very progressive manga offer that wants to cater to left-leaning ideals and politics and all that, but you run them off because they're not able to virtue signal as hard as you want them to, and that's what happens. It's just, oh my god. Like, it's legitimately horrendous just seeing this entire situation, and, like, I feel bad. Kei Urana got screwed over in this circumstance, and these individuals are so unbelievably toxic. I mean, I called this months ago that this was going to happen, and here we are. I mean, this is a reason why Horikoshi-sensei, the author of My Hero, doesn't communicate with his audience. There's a reason.
No, but I think that's a bad example, because he is an example of bending the fucking knee. He did communicate with his audience, sort of, by bending the knee to him. He put out the ending of My Hero Academia. It was a fine ending because it's a fine manga. It's not great. It's never going to be great, but it's good. I like it. He put out the ending, and it was a fine ending. It was pretty average, at least. But because the shippers didn't get their way, he goes back and writes a whole new fucking ending just to cater to these homos.
Ah, I thought he still ends up with Ochako, though.
In the rewritten ending. That's not in the original. In the original, you don't see if he even ends up with anybody.
Yeah, but that makes them angry. They don't want him to be straight. They want him to be with
Well, I said these homos. I didn't actually mean gay people. I was just saying pejorative, just using gay as a pejorative. What I mean is like the shippers. He bowed and kowtowed to the shippers to be like, how could you not show us an ending where we see all our favorite characters end up boinking when they're adults? Like, so he went back and rewrote an ending to basically give the shippers validation.
You know, he didn't have to. All he had to do was do like an afterwards. You know, like where it shows like a small snippet of what's going on after.
That's what the ending was. It was a 10-year time skip that showed Deku as Deku by that point had lost One for All. He was a teacher at UA, and then and you know, again he's grown up. He's teaching the next generation, and Bakugo and the rest of Class 1A show up with like this dope ass mech suit. That way he can be a hero again since he doesn't have powers.
I mean, like,
that's a fine ending. I had no idea that ending.
I'm saying like that he could have left that and then put like a little.
No, he should have put anything, because the moment he does, like what he did, he bows and kowtows to the shippers. This is my story. I'm the author. This is how I want to end it. It's ended. But because so many people threw a bitch fit on X, he wrote basically a second ending just to shut the fans up.
Yeah, but didn't Tite Kubo do something similar, right? Because people bitched about the ending. I'm one of them.
Well,
for
Tite Kubo's situation is a little bit different. Tite Kubo couldn't do everything he wanted to do in his own manga because of like time constraints and the pressure from like not the studio, but like the publisher and whatnot. So he's with 1000 Year Blood War, he's not bowing and kowtowing to what fans wanted. He's putting in the stuff that he wanted in the manga that he didn't get to do.
Right. Okay.
That to me, if you're the creator and you wanted to do XYZ but you didn't get to, and now this is your chance to kind of like redo it and fix it, you're still following your own vision. That to me is far more acceptable than like, oh, fans are asking for this, so let's just do it because that's what fans are asking for.
Right.
Ultra Tabletop RPG for a 2-banger says, "Happy birthday, you're gay. God bless the USA." I bet I can make that. Happy birthday, you're gay. God bless the USA. Thank you, Ultra Tabletop RPG.
Why you have these massive offers that never really talk with their audience because of this.
And Future says, yeah, also Kubo's failing health at the time. Yeah, he was also very sick. You're right. Thank you.
It is just such a big case in point here. Like, I mean, why? Why would you ever want to interact with your Western side of the fan base when this is how toxic they can get? And over anything that's literally outside of your control. It's wild, man. I'll leave it at that, though. I wanted to talk about this because this was legit.
Yeah, leave that up. Suck My Dick says he didn't make anybody gay out of nowhere, so I don't mind the happy couple endings. I do, because that wasn't his vision. We're always, whether it be about video games, whether it be about anime, whether it be about manga, our whole thing, the reason we're against consultation companies like Sweet Baby Inc., like the whole thing is we want to see the reason we're against localizers, we want to see the author's original intent. The moment that shit changes, whether it be because of fan demands, whether it be because of localizers, consultation companies, and video games, the author's intent is now gone. So whether it's like, hey, it's nice to see the couple's happy endings and whatnot, you can headcanon that shit and just don't pretend it's canon. I don't like seeing creatives forced to change their product outside of their creative vision. That's my point.
I don't know. I don't agree because, I mean, look at Neon Genesis Evangelion, right? No one liked the ending originally. And so they had to go back and then they redid the entire thing. And it was good money for them, but I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, if he had gone back and made people gay, then I would be upset, right? Because the left were still very pissed off with that ending because to them, Bakugo should have ended up with Midoriya, even though it was very abusive, and Ochako was supposed to be with Toga, right? Like in their eyes. So they never got what they wanted regardless.
And Netflix form is correct. I do object to Neon Genesis Evangelion being changed. But mind you, I also think Evangelion is really overrated. I like it. It's fine, but I think it's incredibly overrated. So
I'll give you that.
I'm not gonna like really go to bat real hard for one way or the other. Like, yes, I want the original author's work to be respected. Now, again, Neon Genesis Evangelion is another interesting one to bring up because the studio literally ran out of money and they had 2 episodes left to do. So they literally scraped together everything they could just to put out 2 kind of whatever episodes. So once again, that's not them bowing kowtowing to the fans. They went bankrupt with still having 2 episodes left. That's a different situation than just listening to fans. But yeah, I'm not a big Eva fan, so
Legitimately sad, but be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.
yep, excellent video. Such a fucked up situation. I'm gonna link it in the chat for you guys. And yeah, my final thoughts on this situation is I think she needs to go harder. I hope she comes back to X and like this. I hope this radicalized her. I think she needs to go harder. By the same token, if Japan's just gonna stop listening to the West entirely because of situations like this, net positive. Sucks for us real fans like me and you, Cindy. I know many of you guys watching, but I think it's a net positive. Go for it, Cindy.
Oh man, I would like to see her take my idea, come back with the drawing of a lynching.